A lot of people are getting into bread making because they're at home. They have nothing to do during quarantine.
It's quite simple to make.
Yeah, it's affordable.
Easy. You probably have the stuff in your kitchen.
You just need like an oven and time, and
Yeah, that's what most people didn't have time to knead and wait for the bread to rise. And Miguel does that. Remember his bread he would make?
Yeah, no, some people are very passionate about bread making, and I'm a little envious, to be honest, because it looks fun. And so Conan had this guy on his show a while ago, but it's such
bread.
Yeah, I love Conan O'Brien. He's such a great talent, and he interviewed this guy about who makes and I think wrote a book about bread. So let's take a watch.
Why did the band play heavy metal when you came out? Here it is, we're talking about bread, rock out. So much to talk about. First of all, you teach history of French society at Cornell. So how did you get into bread? How did that happen?
Well, bread is at the center of the social experience. It's communion. It's what keeps people together. It's what enables people to survive. So if you want to understand the mysteries of how a society can survive over a long period of time, bread is a terrific point of entry.
Bread is sort of where we all come together as people. We all enjoy bread.
We break bread and we exchange bread, and bread binds us.
Right. Okay.
The
Literally.
oven used to be the center.
How long? Sorry, that was cheap. How long have you been studying bread?
Probably close to 40 years now.
40 years you've been studying bread.
Wow.
When did you, so in the mid-1960s?
I started in the 60s, and I went to do my dissertation, and I discovered that to write convincingly about bread, I needed to learn how to be a baker.
Right.
So I did some training as a baker, and what was fascinating was that bread is a live substance. You make it every day, and its very vivacity makes it difficult to control. And making bread is pretty much like a sexual act. It involves...
Oh, my God.
It involves...
In what way is it a sexual act?
One inseminates the flour with a fermenting agent. One mounts the flour to knead.
How do you make bread, is my question.
Bread...
This isn't how everybody else makes bread, Professor.
Bread swells. It has a gestational period.
He's making it interesting.
Yes.
I mean, it mimics something of the experience of reproduction.
Yes.
So it's interesting.
It's alive.
Oh, my God. Okay. All right. So for you realize this is a sensual experience, handling bread and fondling bread, and then you decided I must know more about it. Well, we're going to taste some bread today,
Sure.
Is that correct?
And tasting is important because we should not leave tasting to be the monopoly of the snobbish wine drinkers.
Yes.
Bread is more democratic, but it doesn't mean that bread shouldn't be given the same majesty of tasting, so I think we should taste.
Okay, good. Well, here it is eventually. And this is the bread, and that's okay, fellas. That's fine.
We need to have
so
a
tell
tool.
us, now, yeah. Okay, this is actually, is this all different kinds of bread? Or?
Central tool.
Yeah,
Don't
he
travel
always has a
in
bread
clothes,
knife.
please, but
Oh my gosh.
this will enable us to do some
Oh
work.
my gosh!
It's like, yeah.
And what are we
It's a
going to,
bad-
you
it's
want
a
to
badass
taste some
knife.
bread?
Only
We
white
want to,
old men can do
examine
that.
Five qualities of bread. The first is appearance. Bread has to be good to think before it's good to eat. It has to have an architecture that's appealing. It has to have a line that makes us eager. It has to provoke a certain kind
Stop
of lust.
stroking it, would you just... You're going to get us all in
I've seen
trouble,
this
and
trick
it's
before.
bread.
This bread is repugnant. It's
Why? What's wrong with this bread? This bread doesn't look that different from that
Yes,
bread.
it does. It doesn't have the indentations, the slashes. It doesn't have the kinds of qualities of crust and its golden nature.
So you find this bread hideous?
Look at this one.
Let's get rid of this bread then.
This is even more hideous. This bread was baked too close to the bread next to it. We call that breads that were copulating.
Oh my God! Yes. What is everything sex with
This
you?
is ugly.
Yeah.
Can you hear that?
Yeah. All right. So, the police are looking for you, by the way.
First is appearance.
The man's been exposing himself at a bakery window.
The
only the bread.
nature of bread is something we shouldn't really be talking about.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you keep bringing it up. Isn't that interesting? All right.
We want to section the bread vertically.
Oh, geez. Okay, watch out.
To avoid lacerating its structure of the crumb.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Here we go.
That's when, in other words, you just slice the bread.
Well,
Yeah.
Sideways.
If I slice the bread, it would be doing it like this.
Okay, I guess your way is
All right.
better.
So, as I open it up,
What?
we want to feel the surging of a geyser of aromas. We want to plunge our nose into it.
Hey!
Get in there.
Come on!
Come on.
I'm Catholic.
Squeeze it. Squeeze it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good bread.
All right, so you want to...
You know what it smells like, Professor? It smells like bread.
No, that is the tautology in which non-believers are locked into. This smells.
Wow, what an incredible line. That is the tautology that non-believers are binded to. So you know
What's
what's
tautology mean?
tautology is like defining thing with the definition of itself. So it's like mathematics is just math. So he's like bread smells like bread, and he says that tautology is wrong. But anyways, why I stopped it was because you know what's funny is when we got into the weed industry, people who were really serious about weed, they smell their weed like that too. They get it really close to their nose. And
When they would get ready, it'd be
Yeah.
like looking at the bag. There was like a procedure.
Yeah.
Every time they're looking at it, and then when they smell it, I'm like, whoa.
yeah. So it seems like we're supposed to smell bread that way too. Look how close he is to it. His nostrils are like way
The
up.
thing is,
way up in there.
people who describe the aromas that they got according to the terpene profiles that I would get back from our tested weed, it was very on point.
You know,
it was real.
yeah, some
it wasn't
people-
like the wine tasters.
some
were
people are
"Ooh," it's like,
really
you can't
good.
tell the difference.
Some people are really good at smelling too. I listened to this podcast and it had this perfume maker named Joe, or maybe a lotion maker. But basically she can go into a flower shop and smell the stems and she would know which flowers were fresh and which flowers were refrigerated.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so I definitely understand people who really smell like and get into it because they probably do smell like nuances.
I believe those are one of the only neurons that are like directly exposed not only directly to the outside but attached to your brain.
Yeah, it's probably one of the first
And it's one of
because a
the-
lot of animals that
yeah,
don't
the
have
ma-
sight can smell. Is that right? Is that right?
Oh,
No, maybe
yeah,
not.
And there's certain times when I smell something and your brain is flooded with so much like memories,
Yeah,
feelings, and like it's way beyond like sight memory.
it's like music for the nose.
I don't even get that strong of music memory as much, but that nose memory, that smell
Scent memory,
is
yeah.
like, it's
very-
that
yeah.
Ratatouille movie when,
Oh, he tastes the ratatouille.
yeah, that thing they did in that movie was
That
that's what
flashback
Yeah,
scene,
they were
yeah.
able to capture
Capture
that
nostalgia.
feeling of when you smell something and it hits you like that. I'm like, whoa, that's interesting. But yeah, weed for the longest time, I couldn't get over the skunk smell. Ew, it just stinks. But
Yeah.
now I'm like him. I'm like,
Yeah. Now we have to learn to smell our baguettes that way.
It smells like butter.
Okay,
it smells like hazelnut.
Hazelnut?
It smells like winter vegetables.
now he's like, let me smell.
It has even a little bit of butterscotch in it.
That's funny because people say that about weed too. They're like,
Yeah, see,
this smells like
the-
oranges. This smells like
diesel.
cherries.
He's like,
It's like, well,
this is a cherry.
no, I know, but for me, the first time I was like smelling weed, I was like, this all smells the same.
Yes.
And so it's like,
for me, it was just an offensive, like, oh, that's weed, that's weed.
Yeah,
But
so-
I like what he said, the top off.
yeah, I think when you, expand your exposure to anything, I guess you'd be able to smell nuances. That's why I'm like,
You
we should
have
start.
to. You have to be able to differentiate.
Well,
Not
you
only you
need-
have to, but you're able to like now feel or see why there's a difference.
I know. I want to go smell bread now.
Just caramelized, and the odor from the crust migrates to the crumb. This is a wonderful bread. And look at the structure of the crumb. It has these little sites of memory, these holes of different sizes, which testifies to a good fermentation. It has a sensuality to it. It's
The
not.
camera's
it's not,
over there,
It's
so you
not.
wanna-
It's fleshy.
Oh,
It's fleshy, yeah.
When you press it,
It does look
springs
good.
back.
Yes.
Right.
When you poke it this way, it resonates.
Yes.
It appeals to the sight. It appeals to the sound. You feel it cracking, which gives it.
How many
its crust.
restaurants have you been thrown out of recently? I'm just curious. The guy comes, brings you the bread,
No.
you're poking and prodding
No,
and
no, no.
mounting.
I
and
want the bread that he's got. Can I order
I bring my own bread. I don't trust them.
You bring your own bread?
Yes. I bring my briefcase. If the bread is a piece of as it normally
Hey,
is.
hey, hey, hey!
If he
What's going on tonight?
If the bread's a piece of crap, he doesn't need it. he brings his own bread to restaurants.
Keith Olbermann is showing dirty cards.
Is that how we bring our
You're
weed
raping
to, like,
bread?
the
This is
session?
crazy.
I take bread very seriously. And it's,
Do we ever? Okay, we've smelled the bread, we've poked the bread, we've fondled the bread and stroked the bread. Are we going to taste some bread at some point?
bread, if you acknowledge the fact that it's tactile,
Yes.
and the fact that you don't need to have a fork, then we can give you a piece to taste.
Can I have a? You just were rubbing that for like. Can I have this one right here? No problem.
you can have
Yeah,
this one.
one right here.
Okay.
Yeah, is this one okay by your standards? You like this one? Oh, now you want me to eat that one?
Not bad. Look at it.
Okay, it's good. It has a good
lovely crumb.
tautology. It's immunology. It's filled with chronology.
It has no theology, so a Catholic shouldn't be worried about it.
Whoa, very nice. Oh, okay.
What did he say?
It has no theology, so a Catholic shouldn't be worried about it.
So it has nice mouthfeel. It's not offensive. It doesn't attack too aggressively. It has a taste which is nutty and pleasant. This is a good piece of bread. No?
It's good bread.
It's not.
It's good bread.
How much good bread have you eaten?
I eat bread. I go out and eat bread.
Wonder bread, I imagine.
Hey! So suddenly you don't like Wonder Bread, huh? What's wrong with Wonder Bread?
It's tasteless, it's insipid, it's without any interest, it has no crust, it has a crumb that's charged with chemicals. Why else should I like it?
Is Wonder Bread ever a sponsor on this show, Jeff? It is? Leave my show! You're insulting some of the best bread ever made. So do you eat a lot of bread then? You must, when you're tasting bread, you must eat pounds and pounds of bread.
I do not.
You don't?
Oh, yes.
Excuse me. I spit.
You do what?
I spit. There are, in the great taxonomy of things, there are swallowers and there are spitters. I am. I'm a spitter.
Conan eats all of it.
Yep.
I guess that would make me a swallower. If this segment airs tonight, I'll be very surprised. Oh my God. Well, the book looks innocent enough. Looks like it wouldn't need a brown wrapper over it.
The fruit of considerable labor.
Yes.
Another sexual image.
What?
Labor.
What?
Going into labor.
Oh my God. Okay, if you keep going, I'm trying to get us out of here before the cops show up. Professor, the book is called Good Bread is Back, and very entertaining talking to you, Steven Kaplan. Thank you so much.
So, yeah, if you're thinking about getting into bread, it seems like a very rewarding hobby. Hi, everyone. Hope you liked the video. Remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more.
Happy 420, wherever you are. Bye.
And if you don't have buds, we're your buds.